Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Texas Fishing Tips. I'm Paul Brawley with Fish Finder Guide Service. This week we're going to be starting out on the north side of the JFK. We're going to be concentrating in this area right in here, that little circle. We're going to be looking for redfish, and we're going to be throwing some lures looking for them. I like using the darker colors. I like using purples, and I like using the morning glories. I like having a chartreuse or a yellow paddle tail on the back. Use a 1/4 ounce jig head. I like using knotty hookers because they don't seem to bend when you hook those bigger reds. It's going to be, 50s and 60s, almost to 70s this week. Those reds will be coming out of the channels that are completely circling this flat, and they're going to be coming up on this flat here, sunning during the day. So you're going to be wanting to either make long drifts with your boat. Make sure you don't run through the flat. You run way around the flat. Start up here, drift all the way back to this channel. And or if you're wading, there's a nice sandbar right in here you can get off on. And depending on the wind direction, you can wade all around that bar. There's a lot of nice sand guts. As you get out here towards this channel, it'll be too deep to wade, but that'll be a little bit more trout and a few other, maybe your oversized reds a little closer to the deeper water. But way back here, all in the shallows, we're going to be looking for our slot reds. Moving from there, you can jump this bar. I don't really like wading this area here. Out in here, it's real muddy. I would much rather stay on the boat, make some power pole down, move up 50 yards, power pole down. You could try some dead shrimp on the bottom all through there. Has been a few black drums and a few redfish in that area right there. But that's for the north side of the causeway, kind of what I have going on in this weather temperature we have right now. All right, we're going to be leaving this north side of the causeway and coming all the way past Pure Oil Channel, and we're going to be concentrating around all of these islands right here. All those islands have a lot of different piers on them, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be fishing those piers, all in between them and around them with dead shrimp, and you're going to be looking for black drums and redfish. I like using a little bit lighter jig head doing that so you don't sink so deep down. Like a 1/16 ounce jig head with a pretty good hunk of shrimp on there. You're throwing it up all in between and around those piers looking for redfish and black drum. This few islands here also have some piers on them that you might concentrate around and look for those reds and the black drum all through there. Like I said, I use a little bit lighter jig head when I'm fishing that area because there is a lot of grass. It's kind of a muddier bottom, and your bait's going to sink down a little further. You can also try not any piers in this area, but any of the fronts of all these spoils. There's little guts in front of them. All the spoils all the way down through here till you get to the tip of Bird Island channel. Any of those spoils there, out maybe 40 yards out from the island, you'll see a little gut. You can try in those guts for redfish, black drum, anywhere through that area. Also using the bigger piece of shrimp with the lighter jig heads. So that would be a pretty good area. You're going to concentrate on looking for black drums and redfish this next coming few days with this little bit better weather. All right, we're going to be coming off of these spoils and this different stuff. We're coming straight across over here to King Ranch. We're going to be looking around all of these points. There's several little points right here. There's all kinds of wooden structure, different stuff out in the water, old piers, old duck blinds. All around that area is got a pretty good bottom. It's hard. It's got a lot of sand, some grass spots. I would suggest us get off the boat, do a little wading through there. Look for redfish on your paddle tails, darker colors, purples, strawberries, motor oils, and you could be looking for your bigger trout on your corkies. On the corkies, I like the day glows, the pinks, They have one that's kind of a silver and black. Looks like a mullet. Any of your corkies, I definitely use the Fat Boys. I never use your normal corkies. I always use the Fat Boys. Maybe pick yourself up a trophy trout through there. That area seems to hold quite a few, and so it'll be a good place to try. You can also come across here and try to do a wade around this island right here. This island is I was a really bad pass around that island, but that island there, it's shallow enough you can get anywhere from knee deep to waist deep and work that island all the way around looking for reds and trout both throwing your lures. Could possibly get a big trout there, but I've on the intercoastal side of that island, I've been catching some keeper trout, and all around the heart of the island and towards the King Ranch side of it, it seems like I have been finding more of your slot-sized reds. Typically, we'll get a school of black drums in there. Last time I was there, I did not see the drums, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to be there when you guys go and check it out. All right, one more little area, a couple little spots in this area we're in. We're going to be looking at the spoils here. This spoil, and this spoil, and this one. I want you to be careful moving around them because I know between what we call the yellow cabin, which would be this island here, this yellow cabin island, and over here there's a little bit of structure in the water. So just kind of be careful moving around. Move real slow, possibly putt or use your trolling motor. But I want you to try to throw some popping corks and shrimp around these islands right on the drops, and you will be finding a few redfish and black drum all up around those islands kind of tight. I am still going about a 15-inch drop with a number 3 Kel hook and or a 1/16 ounce, 1/32 ounce jig head, something very light with a live shrimp on it. And you're just kind of using that in place of maybe putting a P weight if you were just using the number 3 hook. But anywhere behind these islands, especially if the wind's blowing a southeast or a northeast, you could pick up some nice reds and nice black drum on live shrimp and corks. You could possibly find some flounder behind those islands. So I would say just kind of work it methodically. I like putting the power pole down, moving up 50 yards, put the power pole down, throw some more, and just kind of moving around real slow like that. You're basically wade fishing from your boat. But anyway, you guys be courteous to each other. Have a good day and catch a lot of fish.